Hi everybody, welcome to the Rob and Moof experience. I am Moof.
And I'm Rob.
And today we have some fun stuff to talk about.
Yes, as you all know, the Forza Horizon 5 just dropped yesterday, day before yesterday. So we're going to kind of, I don't know if you want to call it like a tribute to the series of Forza Horizon, but we're going to talk about the games and everything, and the differences and similarities and, all that kind of good stuff.
All that.
But first, I would like to talk about a bit of news. So, as a lot of people might know, they might have realized or, read something about it in the past week or so. The Astroworld 2021 tragedy is just awful. And I kind of just want to talk about that a little bit. Essentially, what happened was Travis Scott was going on his stage, he started, and then they're saying that there's all kinds of mixed stories, obviously, from so many people there. But I think the tally as of now is 8 people died. Over 300 people injured, the youngest of which was a 10-year-old kid, which is very sad. The part that bothers me the most, and the reason I want to talk about this, is you have a celebrity, Travis Scott, who is performing, which is cool, man. Do your thing, perform. But when you see bodies being crowd surfed, like dead bodies or just people who have fainted because there's overcrowding and there's a crowd surge going on and people cannot breathe and they're going into cardiac arrest and all this and that, why would you not stop the show?
I mean, did he see that?
He did. He acknowledged it. He even called over security to help over one guy and then continued the show.
Oh, well.
I mean, you had people, there's a video I saw of an interview with a ER nurse who was an attendant. She wasn't working. She was in attendance. She ended up getting almost crushed. Her boyfriend crowd surfed her limp ass body to the security people. They gave her water and, set her down. She woke up and immediately jumped into action, helping people they were literally carrying bodies over to her to examine and to try to help these people. As she's saying, as she's checking pulses and giving CPR to these people, there's still people dancing, the concert's still going on. It's like they were seriously underprepared for the amount of people that showed up, obviously. And she even says there was not enough medical staff. There was not enough security.
I mean, it was a music festival.
Right, and it got out of control. Well, I expect 8 people not to die.
I mean, have you been to a music festival?
I've been to Ozfest. That's the extent of my music festival type deal. So, I mean, and that's fine. My wife has been to music festivals, and it gets fucking crazy. I get it, man.
Not
people
a fun
generally,
place to be.
no, they're not. They're not at all. I would never probably go to another one, but people shouldn't be dying at these things either, dude. You have an influencer who doesn't give a fuck. Okay? A celebrity, somebody who obviously a lot of people look up to or they wouldn't attend his fucking concert, doesn't give a shit. And then he comes out a couple days ago, he came out with this really heartfelt, quotations, heartfelt apology. Essentially saying, for one, he looked like he had just rolled out of bed. Okay? And he had like a black and white filter over it. And he didn't even really say sorry for the way his fucking event turned out. Like, I'm just completely amazed about the people in this world, and that's just one of those things where it's like, it's a tragedy, man, and it sucks.
Yeah,
and
that does suck.
I think that people should care more is all, I guess. I don't know where I'm getting at, dude. I just find I need to share it,
Yeah,
my feelings about it.
People should not go to music festivals.
I think music festivals shouldn't even be a thing, dude. They're disgusting places for one. Like, they're gross.
Be allowed, I think.
Yeah,
I get the idea of it, but
horrible.
it's just like people are fucking stupid in crowds. Mass psychology will tell you that like nothing good will happen if you get that many people crowded together in one place.
Right.
Ever. Like, yeah, you say, well, like, okay, 8 people don't die or however many people don't die at your average music festival, but like, guarantee you there's at least one.
Right.
Probably more.
Which is still too many,
It's just, it's just like...
Still too many.
I've been to metal concerts where, the mosh pit got hairy, but nobody fucking died.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
and apparently
Christ.
now this is unconfirmed. Okay.
Except overdose victims, but...
Apparently there was somebody who was going around sticking people with the needle with some unknown substance in it too.
Of course there was.
Right? Like,
dude.
It's a music festival, man.
Music festival.
People were sticking themselves with needles, man.
Crazies come out. The crazies come out at the music festival.
Right.
All the crazies come out of the woodwork. They buy a ticket. And they go crazy.
Right.
All the
Fucking
psychopaths.
drop acid. And,
serial killers.
Yeah.
Rapists.
Like, they're
Everybody.
horrible places, and I implore
show up
everyone.
It's the only time they come out in the
listening
daylight.
to never go to a music festival.
Yeah, just don't. Go to
So-
a regular concert. Don't take your kids, for fuck's sake.
Right. A 10-year-old, man. A fucking 10-year-old was the
parents should be
youngest.
charged with child endangerment. And
Right.
Fucking.
I mean, I agree with that too, for sure.
Yeah. That's.
And it was funny because I went to, on the 6th, I went to the Michigan-Indiana game. Okay. And Ashley, my wife, nobody died. Okay, but there's a. So in attendance to Astro World or whatever was like 50,000 people. I went to the Michigan-Indiana game at the Big House. Go Blue. There was 109,000 people in attendance to that game.
Yeah,
and it was
how many more
don't get me wrong.
it?
Don't get me wrong. That shit was tight. Like, we couldn't even really sit down. I mean, and I'm a big guy. Me and my wife, we're big people. Like, like my wife was complaining the whole time about how tight it was and how she couldn't really stand. Like, we couldn't sit down and stand up.
It's
at the same
ironic
time.
because it's called the Big House. You'd think.
I mean, it's huge.
Like, it would be
regardless.
accommodating.
It's huge. I mean, well, you have 109,000 people jammed into a building,
I know.
right? Okay. I got home that night, and that's what I saw. And I'm just like, that really puts my experience of complaining about how tight it was at the Big House in perspective. Because these people were literally being crushed to death.
Right.
Like Jesus Christ. But yeah, man, that was actually fun. On a lighter note, that was really fun. My first experience at the Big House.
Yeah.
I even got a first game certificate. Hell yeah, dude. It was tight, man. It was really fun, man. It was really an experience, and I'm going to definitely go back. Michigan destroyed Indiana because they suck.
Do you get a second game certificate?
No, probably
Come back
not,
for your
dude.
100th game. Does Jim Harbaugh sign it?
Probably not, dude. He probably doesn't give a fuck about me.
He definitely doesn't give a fuck about interviewers.
Right. He just like walks by. I'm gonna have to roll that clip of him just walking by.
It's beautiful.
But yeah, so that's my news and that's my take on that. It's not a very hot take, I know. My bad. But
Oh,
it's a take.
It has to be said.
It has to be said.
Obligatory.
Let's sigh. But yeah.
Let's talk about Forza Horizon.
Yes.
What's up?
Forza Horizon. So,
New
I'm
Forza
gonna-
Horizon just dropped.
right. Not counting the new one, okay? There's a question for you. Not counting the new one, what is your favorite one out of the first 4?
Which one did I have the most fun playing?
I would say, yeah, which one's your favorite one? I think that would be a accurate.
I would say base game, Forza Horizon 2 is my favorite, but the Hot Wheels expansion on Forza Horizon 3 was
that shit was
is probably the best DLC I've played for.
Dude, that shit straight slapped, bro.
It was beautiful. It was perfect in every way. I can't say enough good things about it.
I'm gonna be like the black sheep here.
Uh-huh.
My favorite one was the first one, and here's why. Not because it was exceptionally good, because obviously they've clearly improved over the years, you know. But because it was so different than your normal like racing title that comes out, like different from Forza Motorsport, completely different from like Gran Turismo for the PlayStation, and it was like a breath of fresh air compared to those other ones. It was very bare bones, very, very bare bones. I mean, you look at Forza Horizon 5 versus 1, and it's insanely fleshed out now. It's got so much to do. Graphically, it was pretty decent. I would say the Forza Horizon games and really racing games as a whole have always kind of had better graphics than, you know, your shooters. And I think that's just because the type of game that it is and the type of engine it runs on.
Well, and the, you know, people demand.
Right. They want realistic
they want your
looking
car
cars.
To look like a car.
Right.
Have as much detail as possible.
Not just a fucking box with wheels.
I think Forza Horizon was you know, like growing up, there was like 3 types of driving games. There was like Mario Kart style game,
arcadey, Nintendo-y kind of games.
Gran Turismo, and then there was, and I would also put like with Mario Kart, I would lump in like Sega Racing, like the arcade Sega racing,
and like Crash Bandicoot
like
racing,
you know,
and
like that.
kart racers.
So
We'll
there's
call them
kart racers, and then there was like simulation racers,
which is like the Forza Motorsports and then Gran Turismo.
And then there was, and we'll include NASCAR games in that as well.
Right.
And then there were the like Grand Theft Auto and Driver games, which were the open world
Driver
ones.
For sure were like, it was like kind of mostly, you know, somewhat of a racing game. That game was weird because you could, it was basically Grand Theft Auto, but you couldn't get out of your car.
Right. Well, you
know,
you could, but
you couldn't. Not in the original Driver.
Yeah, but you couldn't get out of your car in the
2,
original Grand Theft Auto.
Maybe.
As well.
Yes, you could. Yeah. Grand Theft Auto 1, dude, was that top view Grand Theft Auto, though.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so
then you had
Forza
Burnout
Horizon
too. Burnout
was Burnout, Need for Speed, those things were kind of like, you know,
super arcadey, super arcadey.
Yeah. So Forza Horizon was the first game in a while to kind of, and it really, I'm going to say Forza Horizon 2. Like Forza Horizon 1, they sold it as Forza Horizon 2. And what I mean by that is like the way they advertised it. It was like a Titanfall 1, Titanfall 2 situation. Like Forza Horizon 1 felt like a beta.
Well, they sold it as like a hybrid.
Yeah, but it was exactly that. It was a hybrid between a simulation and an arcade racing game. And it, you know, it really kind of like blew the genre wide open and made it, they kind of made a game for everybody. I'm astounded that they haven't like put in nitrous or turbo or boost or whatever you want to call it.
I'm kind of glad they haven't.
Well, I mean, just for like certain game modes, you know what I mean?
Like street racing, like the street racing shit that you do.
Yeah, or just like you should be able to use nitrous for street racing, I think. You know, and like little things like that, but so that, you know, they could appeal to some of those like Need for Speed people, let's say.
Don't get me wrong, Need for Speed Heat was great. The 3 before that though were garbage.
Yeah,
I mean,
Need for Speed's another
that's a whole
podcast. But I really think that Forza Horizon kind of like at least in my opinion, grabbed the genre by the balls and was like,
right, they really did. And then, of course, as the years went by, you know, and you got these bigger and better systems that could do more, that just fueled the fire for them to put more and more in the game.
Well, and the demand from the players too, because, you know, you buy, let's say, Forza 4 on the Xbox One, right? And then you buy Forza 7, and like Silverstone is still Silverstone, right? Like, it hasn't changed.
Or like the upcoming title, Forza 8, Forza Motorsports 8 is going to be coming out.
Silverstone is still going to be Silverstone.
Please come out soon.
Yeah, but Silverstone is still going to be Silverstone.
It's still going to be
the
Silverstone.
Nürburgring is still going to be the Nürburgring. And with Forza Horizon, they're kind of like
that variety.
Yeah, they're just really able to give you a lot of shit. And honestly, you know, I wish they would put, you know, a little bit of effort in and like make an actual racetrack and put it on. You know, they kind of half-ass put one on 5, and in the Lego DLC there was like a bowl. And you know, I just kind of wish they would like actually put something like an actual circuit in.
Or have like a section of the map be dedicated to those stricter circuit races, kind of like you'd see in like a simulation style racing game. Or
even you know, I know they have route editors, but like a map editor,
would
be a kind of like Forge
something like kind of like in Tony Hawk's where you could create your own skate park,
or Halo's Forge where you could get a certain amount of space and you could just like lay down track and put it in angles and, you know, all sorts. Anyway,
that'd be cool as fuck.
Regardless of that, it'd probably be a pain in the ass to do. So Forza Horizon 1, starting there, that took place in Colorado, the great state. And
US of A, dude.
It was mostly empty.
Bring it back. Bring back the US of A, dude.
Yeah, that would be nuts.
I mean, if they did that, they'd have to do it right, obviously.
They'd have to do it coast to coast. They would have to do it coast to coast.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It would have to be, dude. It would have to be, it would be.
Well, I don't see them doing that anytime soon, and here's why.
The Goliath would be the cannonball.
The cannonball.
You don't know what the cannonball is?
No.
Okay, bro. There is.
Oh Jesus.
Oh my God, Robbie. Okay, so America. No. Well, there's a lot of great things about America. Okay, but one of the greatest things about America is the cannonball. Okay, ever since like the first guy drove his car from coast to coast. Okay, like that story is a crazy story, and you should look into it. But basically, like, he ended up in a race with another guy. Like, halfway through, he found out he was in a race. Anyway.
Not like an official race, but like just like a race between these two people.
No, it was like a race. Like, it was like all in the news and all this shit. But like, he left from San Francisco, and he didn't find out till he got to like Iowa that there was like another guy coming the other way. And anyway, it's a very interesting
something
story.
The media hyped up.
Well, yeah, but like, you know, it was a race. It was a race, bro. Like, the first cross-country drive was a race, okay?
Right.
And so, ever since then, like, people with money and cars have tried to drive from coast to coast in the fastest time possible. Okay?
Okay.
And so they build cars. They, like, buy a Mustang, let's say, or whatever, or a Porsche 911, and they strip out everything, and they fill it up with gas tanks and fucking...
Jesus, that just sounds so dangerous.
And illegally, right? Because, you know, speed limits.
Right.
Like, they fly across the country, like, pretty much nonstop from coast to coast. And it's called the Cannonball Run. And it's fucking awesome.
That's hilarious as shit.
It's dope. It's so fucking dope.
No, but here's why they'll never go back to America. Not never, but like not anytime soon.
Every speed limit is 35 miles an hour.
No, because they just did Horizon 5 is Mexico.
Mexico. Well, I'm going to tell you, dude. if we're gonna talk about what the next Horizon game will be, okay, I predict.
So hold on, let's go through what they have currently.
Yeah.
Before we talk about
the first
this.
game was in Colorado.
The first game was Colorado. Was Italy. Which was great. It was awesome. Still very bare bones as far as the environment and the graphics go. The cars were brilliant as usual.
Great. The driving was great.
The driving was really good. They had some really good tracks.
Yes, they did.
3 was Australia, which, in my opinion, graphically is my favorite. Well, I wouldn't say graphically, but when you're driving in that one, just the views, the scenery. Is just beautiful.
Okay,
and it's
so
awesome.
I think the scenery.
It's got a good variety. Okay. Very good variety of, like, you have, like, the sand dunes and shit, and then you have, like, the flatlands, and then you have, like, the jungle.
I thought Forza Horizon 4 looked really good. Forza Horizon 4 was in the UK, and
see, it looked good, but the problem with that was everything was gray.
Everything was gray. It was raining a lot.
Everything was gray. It wasn't. It was the UK. I mean, you know.
It was the UK,
but
when the sun was shining, it looked very nice.
And then you have 5, which is in Mexico now.
And it looks pretty good.
It looks beautiful. It looks stunning. Here's my problem. The only problem with the scenery aspect of it that I have is the jungles
aren't jungly enough.
Are bullshit compared to fucking the ones that were in 3.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally. Totally.
It's so weird that, like,
I've never been to the Mexican jungle. But
obviously, I have never
presumably
been there either. But you know,
slightly more jungle.
They're not bad. They look good.
But I mean, they have to make it drivable through off road.
Right.
They couldn't just fill it with like trees and shit.
Well, So just fill it with the fucking trees that you could just drive through.
I want to briefly touch on. So we've listed the locations.
Right.
Okay. So I want to briefly touch on this. I would venture, if I had to bet, I would bet money that the player demand, the player support, if we were asked en masse, we would say Forza Horizon 6 will be in Japan. Okay.
I would like to see Japan.
But they will... I don't want to say they'll never make Forza Horizon Japan, okay? But if they do, it will be the last Forza Horizon game. Period.
Why do you say that?
Because...
That's an odd statement. I don't like it.
Okay. I will justify it, okay? It is well known that in terms of driving, in terms of just racing, Japan has the best roads.
You're top of the line.
Okay. Man. Top of the line racing roads.
Literally top of the line.
Fucking mountain roads, like all of it. Okay? So it's like Pringles, right? Like once you pop, once you do that, like that is the pinnacle, right? There, like, where do you go after Japan? And it will just, like, people will play it, they'll get on, they'll play it, and then they'll go back to playing Japan. Like that, like you.
I kind of agree with that because of just that aspect of, like,
It'll be the last.
See a lot of it would have to be.
So I don't think we'll get Japan anytime soon.
I think the next place would more likely be like Brazil.
No, I'm gonna say that they're gonna do like Europe or Eastern Europe as like a general area, or even the Middle East, which I don't hope they don't do.
Like Dubai, like have Dubai.
No,
just
not
like
Dubai. More over like by like Iran and shit. Or
I could see them doing like Egypt.
No, that would be terrible. Egypt is literally like one city.
I mean, yeah, dude, it would be fucking terrible. Just like
Europe
if you
would
did the
be
Middle
cool.
East, it would be terrible.
Europe would be cool. Eastern Europe would be cool.
Though.
Well, no, you get like
I could see them
Hungary,
doing like
Spain,
Czech
Republic, like Bosnia and Herzegovina and all that
shit. France area would be
cool.
cool.
If you could do Western Europe,
or
you
even
also
like
do Western
Greece,
Europe.
fucking Greece. That'd be
well,
tight.
no, just do one small country. I'm talking about.
But that's how they do it. They do one country at a time.
I get, but the European Union is a country. They did the United Kingdom, which is.
Yeah.
They did 3 of the countries.
Right.
Of the United Kingdom.
I just think that we would be in the same problem as I had with 4, and it just would be gray. For Eastern Europe? For Eastern Europe.
They don't have to make it gray.
They will,
but
though.
Just think
dude.
about all that. Think about all those, like the beautiful, like Soviet bloc architecture and the fucking like tile murals everywhere and the fucking like statues and just like the ladas and everything. It'd be glorious.
And then you could like drive through
the castles.
Chernobyl.
Yeah. Dude,
that'd be so tight, dude.
All of it.
That'd be so tight.
Eastern Europe would be pretty cool.
I mean, Brazil would be pretty cool too, or Peru. Like up the Peru area.
Well, just
being able to drive on like the Nazca lines, dude. Yeah, like being able to like drive through the Amazon or drive like.
You could all go all the way down to Tierra del Fuego.
Right, man, that'd be so cool, man.
What they need to do is they need to make Forza Horizon Antarctica. It's just off-road vehicles. Always.
It's literally there's no buildings.
No buildings. No, there's just like the little outpost stations.
Right.
You know? Like
no, if they did something like that, they should do like Alaska.
Or Canada.
Fuck Canada. Alaska. Because that's America. I feel that if they do America again,
but, like,
it's going to be
from one
like,
part of Alaska to another part of Alaska, you usually have to fly in an aeroplane.
Yes.
So you'd really just be like, what, Nome?
Here's my question.
What?
While playing through Forza Horizon 1 through Forza Horizon 5, how many times have you been dropped out of an airplane in a car?
Until...
Quite a few fucking times, dude.
I mean...
Blizzard Mountain?
Yes.
Blizzard Mountain DLC in Forza Horizon 3.
You get dropped out of a Pelican when you're doing the Warthog thing in 4, I believe.
And literally the opening scene to 5, you're getting dropped out of a fucking plane, dude. A fucking C-130, man. Like, dude, it could be done where you have to go to like the airport to get to a certain area of the map, and it drops you out of the plane when you spawn in. That'd be so fucking cool, dude.
That would be dumb. No.
That'd be cool as fuck, bro.
No, I'm sorry. Okay, I want to mention a scene in Forza Horizon 5. Spoiler alert. Okay.
Yeah, spoilers all around. I don't really know if people care about spoilers for Forza Horizon, but
you go into this, like, I think you're setting up the Apex festival, the road racing one, but you have to take this Ford Bronco to this like little Mayan ruin, and like drive around it for a little bit, and then like a storm comes in. You have to like drive down the side of the mountain. But when you're driving to this temple, like your Sinaloa cartel minder is like flying above you in a
like a helicopter
propeller. No, a single propeller airplane.
Oh yeah. Okay? Yep.
And like the first turn he makes, he goes, like would have torn the wings off that thing. Okay? not to mention he probably would have passed out. Okay, but like the G-forces alone, like that plane could not fucking handle. Okay, and he just like crashed. There's a storm coming in. No, he didn't crash. He's like,
he landed it. He
whipping it around, okay? And then he's like, oh crap, I'm going down. And he like goes above the trees, and he's like, woo, I landed it. And he's like, that was close. And then they're like, maybe you shouldn't fly in the storm. And he's like, yeah, that's a good idea. Come check out the ruins and then pick me up. And then you pull up to where he's at, and you can literally see his plane, okay? And it's this like fucking tiny little, like the size of like 2 school buses parked side by side, like clearing of trees. And it's like
how the fuck did he land this year?
How did he land it? He's standing by the plane. How? How did that happen?
The motherfucker's
I want to know
dude.
How it happened.
Wizard, Harry.
Like there are not very many things I question. In like,
especially a game that, like, you know, you could suspend your disbelief in that game.
I never once questioned falling out of an airplane in my car. Okay.
I didn't question it when you launched yourself over 2,000 fucking feet.
Right. Yeah.
Going like 200 miles an hour.
Right. I didn't question that either. Like, I accept all of that. But
how did he land this fucking plane?
Like that really, I was just like, what in the fuck is happening right now? Like, there's some really cool scenes in the, like, when you're setting up the Baja one, you have to climb up to the top of the mountain. There's like a chopper, cool like doing low flybys with you. Fucking dope, dude.
The monster truck, I haven't done that yet. Is cool as fuck.
Bro, the parade float for the
parade float, dude. Yeah,
to set up the PR stunts.
Here's my thing, dude. So like, there's no middle ground with the missions in this one. I feel like some of the missions, the initial missions, were just like drive here, and then you were done. And it's like, that's it. Like, what the fuck? You're coming from, dropping me in a fucking Halo Warthog out of a fucking working Pelican,
right,
to drive here and do this. But like, and then some of them, like the fucking monster truck one, was dope as shit. Like, it was so cool.
Yet, but climbing the mountain and the helicopter doing the low flybys was very cool. Like,
I mean, I think all the Baja ones were definitely like, I mean, you're basically driving down a fucking mountain going way too fast, and it's cool as fuck.
Well, when you're setting that up, though, I mean, not to harp on this, okay, but I've almost never, especially in like, I mean, I guess, like Grand Theft Auto and Forza Horizon are my frames of reference for this, but like, I've never seen a non-player controlled asset, a flying asset like a helicopter, get so close to a player controlled asset without like clipping into it or like
fuck it up.
I mean, that helicopter, I took this turn, bro, and this chopper came over me and it was fucking 3 feet above the top of my car. Like, it was.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of NPC assets. Fuck it up.
Fuck it up, but that was just like, it
I'll run a clip right now.
Impressed. I was very impressed.
Some fucking wonky shit going down. But then also, the fucking, I don't mean to harp on this, the fucking monster trucks, dude, don't touch those things when you're driving, bro, because you will fucking launch the opposite direction. If you tap them, dude, they will fucking blast you off, dude.
Speaking of launch, to let people know, if you play Forza Horizon 5 and you're drag racing against your buddies not in a drag race, there is a launch control that requires you to you hold down the brake, your left trigger brake, and if you're using automatic shift, you're going to have to hold the A button as well, or the emergency brake. And then you slowly ease on to the throttle, and it will stop. Once you've eased onto it to full throttle, it will stop the rev counter at like 2,300 RPMs ish, depending on your car and engine. And that's basically like its launch control. When you let off the brake, your car will launch correctly.
It's pretty cool.
Spinning the tires.
Obviously, you can't utilize that before a race or whatever.
I mean, you might be able to, but it's probably like you have to be very.
It doesn't really give you much time, and by the time you do it, by the time you do it, all the other cars are going to be way in front of you anyways.
One of my complaints with Forza Horizon 5 is, so between Forza Horizon 4 and Forza Horizon 5, they fixed a lot of fucking problems just with the way the game was set up. And just like so many quality of life fixes, it's incredible.
Except for the quality of the connection to your peers.
Yeah, except for the no. I'm gonna state this again, okay? We are expected to be always online, but they don't extend the same expectation to themselves. Okay? And when you can't connect to the server over and over and over and over again, and you can't interact with the menu because it keeps telling you can't connect to the server, like, fuck off. Get your shit working. Come on now. You're fucking Microsoft.
At least like day 2, most companies will wait about a week and a half to even say anything about it. At least we got like a notification day 2 saying, "Hey, yo,
no, they just
are working on it."
It got worse today.
And it got worse. Yeah, it got worse.
That's when they set
more people
the
logging on, and more people probably logging on, and also, I mean, it's you got to realize it's on fucking Game Pass. Okay.
Right.
So even those who aren't really into racing games are like, hey,
everybody
fuck it, it's
is
free.
trying it out.
I have a saying that I always say, hey, if it's free, it's me. You know? So, like, I will try anything once. So you have a lot of people logging on and trying out the game. No. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
But no, my problem with this is when you start a race, it's just like there's like black bars on the top and bottom, and it like the camera like, and then it's like go, and there's no 3, 2, 1, and the black bars fade out, and my HUD fades in so slowly that like if you're in too fast of a car, like I can't see the rev counter to see when I'm supposed to shift.
Oh man!
And so I have to listen to it. I have to listen to it. So I can shift manually, and it's like, I mean, starts are very important in the game. Like, come on, like this has been an issue since like Forza Horizon 2.
Honestly, it was way more painful in Forza Horizon 4 because
it's the same problem.
It's the same problem, but less severe. And here's why: because it's so like now obviously you're running it on PC.
Yeah,
I'm running it on the Series X.
We're both using a controller.
The time it takes to get from like the fucking staging screen to it zooming in and going go is very streamlined in this game.
Oh yeah, no, it's very quick.
In 4, I felt like it's like, come on, start the fucking race.
That's not my problem.
Know?
It's the once it goes, the rest of it to disappear and my HUD to appear.
I'm gonna test that out on the Series X and see if it does the same thing.
Because it's just like getting a really fast car that you have to shift a lot. Give your car 10 speeds.
Well, also you run manual. I don't.
Well, run manual and see if you have time to shift.
I ain't got time for all that, man.
I'm just saying.
Fix it. If it was fucking. When fucking Forza Motorsports 8 comes out, I will run manual in that game. In fact, I'll probably buy a fucking steering wheel for that shit.
It's not about that. This is my problem with the automatic transmissions in this game, is, okay, in real life, the ECU in your car uses, A, how much throttle input you're giving, B, how fast you're going or what gear it's in, and C, like, just general, like, engine information. Like, basically what it's trying to consider when shifting. The main goal of ECUs in modern cars in automatic transmissions is fuel efficiency and emissions. Okay? Like, they're shifting... the shift points are chosen based on how efficient it is, not on like power efficiency, right? So when you
I'm sure that for some reason,
but for some reason in Forza Horizon, they choose to keep like that's how the automatic transmissions behave. And I'll give you for instance, when I'm doing dirt or off-road races and I'm driving uphill, if I'm in an automatic transmission, it will let's say be in 5th gear, but I could be accelerating quicker and going up the hill faster if I were at higher revs in 4th gear because there'd be more horsepower and more torque. And so being able to shift down, and also if you're coming around a corner in a rear-wheel drive car or even an all-wheel drive car and you're going a bit too fast, you can and you start to lose it, you can just shift up and you don't even have to let off the throttle. It'll automatically kind of catch itself, and then you can shift back down and keep accelerating. And so you can use the shifter to kind of save yourself from shit in those instances. But also especially when you're going uphill, man, just like in a bike, you need to gear down, and the time it takes for the automatic transmission to figure out that it needs to gear down, combined with the fact that it will a lot of times shift too late for like your best power ratio, and sometimes it shifts too early or just doesn't shift when you want it to. And just for that alone, like, you don't need to use clutch. Like, using manual with clutch is for sweaty fucking people and like this is an arcade racing game, but like the manual transmission, it takes fucking an hour to get used to, and just get used to it in a slower car. And like once you're used to it, once you don't have to think about shit.
Well, here's the thing though. Me and you have played Forza Horizon for a while. We've played against each other, and I would say that depending on the race, we're pretty evenly matched when it comes to like skill driving the cars. Okay. And in that aspect, me running automatic and you running manual is pretty negligible. Like, it's not really going to matter at the end of the day. There's not a race that I can remember that we've had where I've said you've won because you're using manual transmission, or I've won because I'm using automatic transmission. You know what I'm saying?
I think that though that if we
obviously if we were playing in a more serious and sweaty fashion.
No, but if we set up a
possibly.
test, where we just said we're gonna do this race, 3 times with exactly the same car. Mm-hmm. You on automatic, me on manual. Like, it would in some sense be a test of driving skill, but I think it could also be in some sense.
I think it would be a lot of driving skill, because
I think it would be a test of manual versus automatic as well.
If I smack the wall once, you don't smack the wall at all.
Okay, here's a better.
You know what I'm saying?
No, here's a better thing. Okay, we will do a rivals thing. We'll pick a track and we'll do rivals where you set a lap time. Okay.
Okay.
And so we will compete to set the fastest lap time with the same exact car, with the same exact tune. The only difference being you're using automatic and my using manual. No traction control, no stability control, no steering or braking assists.
Well, at that point, we'll just need to, what we'll need to do is just do a drag. That way...
No,
we'll do the drag race.
You're going to beat me in the drag. My launches are terrible, dude. I'm terrible with launching. I'm terrible at dragging.
Not with the hidden
even with launch control, unless we're doing like B-class cars, like I'm not going to be able to shift quick enough.
I just feel like that would eliminate a lot of the user error.
But you can use rewinds. It doesn't need to be a perfect.
Okay.
It doesn't need to be a flawless run. So you can use. I don't care if it's just get the fastest time you can. Using rewinds, even I don't give a shit if you like take the turn.
That's actually a really good idea. We should actually do that.
Same car, same exact. Like I'll make you choose the car. I'll make the tune.
Yeah, man. And if you guys want to check that out, we'll actually record it.
And we'll.
Yeah, you guys want to check it out? It'll be on one of our YouTube channels.
We'll do updates of the back and forth of our like lap times.
Yeah, we'll do some kind of video about it. We'll do a video, automatic versus manual transmission for Forza Horizon 5.
But we'll have that on one of our channels. I can almost guarantee you that the manual transmission is superior.
Because there's no doubt it. But what I'm saying is, in most situations in Forza Horizon, this series alone, it is negligible. Now in Forza Motorsports,
but you say
negligible isn't like it's not that big of a difference.
But it is. Well, okay, but the thing about racing,
and that's because hold on,
100th of a second
hold on,
100 is
dude,
the
hold on.
Second.
The problem is, so Forza Motorsports 8 and Gran Turismo, you're driving on a track,
right?
And that's it. Like, you're driving. So yes, having a manual in that situation would give you a very large advantage, being able to shift, downshift, and upshift when you want to. In Forza Horizon, when you're racing, regardless of what type of race it is, regardless of any of that, there's so much external shit going on the outside. So many different things that at the end of the day, I feel like the difference between automatic and manual is very little. Because of all the external factors.
But here's what I'm saying.
So if we're driving, you're driving manual, I'm driving automatic, we're fucking doing this track. Oh, you just ran into a tree. What good is your manual transmission now?
Oh no, I
you know what I'm saying? Like,
look, but that here's the thing is, if we're talking about, if I'm talking specifically about dirt and road races, because with off-road, like, you hit a tree. Like you're
even
fucked.
in the way that the tracks are set up.
But
Regardless,
my
the way
point
the
being,
tracks are
if
set up in
you're-
all the different types, there's so many more external factors that can hinder your progress.
No, but
Okay.
I think that a lot of this. So like, knowing what's coming, you don't necessarily need to memorize the tracks, but like glancing at your mini map when you get a chance to see what's coming is extremely beneficial and in avoiding shit.
But
like
you
that.
can't see trees. You can't see trees. You cannot
No.
see the little piece of fucking cement sticking off the side of a building that's just a hair into the
Sure,
fucking
but,
track.
I mean, that
you know?
because it's not a track, you just don't keep your throttle down the entire
Right.
time. You kind of take it easy when you can't see what's coming. But that's kind of what I'm getting at is like, I especially in this game, I hit immovable objects far less often than I did in
beautiful
Forza
wife has
Horizon
decided
4.
to grace her presence.
Hey,
We're recording
Laura
right
said
now, babe.
hello.
We're recording the podcast.
We're live.
We're live.
But yeah.
Love you, babe.
The,
Keep it sexy.
in Forza Horizon 4, the immovable object problem
Oh,
is much
dude,
worse.
Hold on. The invisible wall problem is still a problem.
The invisible
All right.
wall problem is still
I'm
a
about
problem.
to write my goddamn congressman about that shit.
But
because
I will say
holy
that
fuck.
in the majority of the roads and races that I've driven, granted, I have not played nearly as much like off-road as you have. I've played dirt and road.
Dude,
and
my
and-
third experience, like the third race I did, I ran into an invisible wall, bro.
Yeah,
I was like,
just-
dude, what the fuck, man?
I've not had the invisible wall problem yet, but like I've definitely hit some immovable objects, but they're far less frequent. And they also did a pretty good job on the road races of like putting barriers or boundaries near like the worst aggressors, like buildings and stuff. You know, like you can still hit trees and stuff.
Except for
and
in
drive off the
like
track.
the street races.
Oh yeah, no, the street races, but that those are street races.
I don't.
But-
Me and my buddy Steve did a race. It was a street race called Tunnel Fever or some shit.
Oh yeah,
And you know,
that
oh my
one's
good
nuts.
god, those
Woo!
fucking tunnels, dude.
And they're like the little bars that stick out on the side.
Yeah, and I was driving an S2 Supra.
Oh god.
So I was like, next time I do this, I'm gonna have to like pull out my Focus or something,
Yeah.
or shit, I'll pull out my 370 drift car, dude. You know,
Right.
like.
Well, it might be. I would more think of like a Mini Cooper, like an OG.
I have a Mini Cooper in my
like
garage.
The old Mini Cooper.
Yeah. Oh, the old one, the OG one.
The OG. Mini
Okay.
Cooper. Enzo Ferrari
Okay.
said that was the greatest car ever. He had like 5 of them.
He also stank of cheese and urine.
Well, he was an Italian,
Right, dude, right.
you know.
Hey, before y'all in the comments start fucking talking shit and tell me I'm a racist piece of garbage,
Yeah.
I'm fucking Italian, so I can say that
And
shit.
I'm not racist. I hate everyone equally.
Right.
So
Here we have a free speech policy, so you know we basically say whatever we want to say. But yeah, dude. I mean, overall, I don't want to give too much of my general opinions of the game away because I will be releasing a review on this game. I actually just finished recording the gameplay today. I'll be releasing a review on my channel on YouTube, FYE Gaming. Like and subscribe. Little shameless plug right there. If you want to plug yours too, you can.
I'm still working on my review, but it will be forthcoming on Moof Burger Gaming.
Yeah, I have to record
shameful
the
plug.
voiceover.
Yes.
But yeah, so we're gonna be doing that. But without giving too much away, what would you say? You're enjoying the game, correct? Would you say that you like the game? What are your thoughts on the game as a whole?
I will say
you know?
this. Okay. I will try to state it in one sentence. Okay. This is by a huge fucking margin the best game that I have played in months, at least. Probably a year. I mean, honestly, since like, fuck, I can't even remember, like The Outer Worlds, maybe. I don't know, dude.
The Outer Worlds was such a great game, dude.
It's been a minute.
I love The Outer Worlds, dude. I love that game so much I bought it twice.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I got on a game and just was like, fuck yeah. You know, and I knew, like, that's the thing. Forza Horizon 4 had so many fucking problems, and I still played the shit out of it because it was so much fun. And I'm a sucker for driving games. I drive for a living. Hopefully not much longer. Hopefully I can make a living doing this. But
yeah,
you
motherfuckers.
Know, but I love driving games. I used to drive full races in NASCAR games, like when I was a kid and shit. So
yeah,
like,
we'll say that you're a fucking auto nerd. It's okay,
I'm
dude.
an auto nerd. I'm a petrol head, okay, and I'm a motor head.
A grease monkey.
I like the diesel. I got diesel fever. But yeah, and so this game, like, it ticks the boxes already. You know, I'm willing to forgive so much because it's a driving game, and it feels like to me, for the most part. I know I like highlighted some of my complaints here, but like for the most part, they fixed almost every single real big problem from Forza Horizon 4 in terms of like the map, the cars, like the customization. You know,
and we haven't even fucked with the event lab yet. Like, we haven't really dove into the event lab yet at all.
No, yeah.
And there's so much that you can do in that alone.
There's just a lot to this game. I'm very excited for it. I was very excited for it, and I was kind of skeptical, honestly. Because, you know, I've been burned so often recently.
2021, gaming in 2021. I mean, shit.
Gaming in 2021. You know, enough said. But like,
Cyberpunk, anybody? You know?
Yeah, dude. Popeye.
Right.
Popeye. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
Oh my fuck, dude.
Fucking Outriders, anybody?
Outriders.
You know, like, good God.
New World.
Oh, I didn't play that one, luckily.
Overwatch.
Oh, God.
Like, you know.
We got an argument last night with a buddy of ours about Overwatch.
We've been burned a lot recently.
Or earlier today, I guess.
And I'm running out of aloe to put on my burns.
Right.
Okay. And this game is like a nice, cool hot tub full of aloe with a gin and tonic on the side.
Not gonna lie to you, dude.
For me. Okay.
Not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm curious about how that would feel. We should just get a fucking bunch of aloe.
That would be a lot of
and pour it in a bathtub and actually do that.
Expensive. But my point being that, like, I'm enjoying gaming right now, and and it appears as though for the foreseeable future I'll be enjoying gaming because there's a lot of cars to drive and a lot of races to do, and on top of that, there's a lot of people to fucking beat, baby. Yeah, let's do it. Like, I'm all about this.
Yeah, dude. And then you have next month, man. Then you have.
That's the thing, dude. That's the thing.
Next month you got a Halo, man.
I know,
like,
dude. That's the thing. That's the
thing. Big Halo fan.
It is going to be difficult to put this game down to play Halo.
I agree.
And I'm going to play the Halo campaign, and then I'm probably going to go back and try to be playing Forza.
I don't know how I'm going to be able to put it down to play Pokemon. When Pokemon comes out the end.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I mean, you know what I'm going to do?
I have to fucking do a Metroid review. And I still haven't fucking done. Because I've just been so busy.
It's crack.
And now this, and...
It's crack. And...
I agree. I agree with basically almost everything you said. And yeah, man, the one thing that I could take away from it, though, and the one thing I want to say once more... When I saw the initial trailer for it, I was like, man, this is going to be a good game. It's going to be great. I was expecting a lot of problems like Forza Horizon 4. Was pleasantly surprised with the amount of things that they fixed. A lot of the complaints that they addressed and fixed. But another thing, I'm surprised on how fucking good it looks, dude. I mean, it looks fucking beautiful graphically. I didn't expect it to look as good. I expected it to look good because Forza Horizon 4 did.
It's on the same engine.
It's on the same engine, and it looks so good on the Series X, dude.
Weather effects.
I mean,
I've got an RX 6800, and it's just like, I mean, okay, this game on PC right now, for some reason, hates AMD graphics cards. And, like, I get this issue where, like, you remember, like, if you had an old tube TV and you'd be watching like a VHS, and then like suddenly all these like ghost lines would appear on the screen, and they'd be really faint and like really, you know, like maybe like a quarter-inch apart, and they'd kind of float up the screen. Yeah. I'm getting that. It happens sometimes when I'm driving. Okay,
that's fucking hilarious.
So weird. I get the menus, like when it's loading assets and shit, it wigs out. I've got fucking, like, it tells me my RAM is overloaded. It's like 18.9 out of 16, and I'm like literally looking at my task manager, and it's like, yeah, no, it's using 11 gigs of dedicated RAM.
So it's basically it's misreading. It's misreading your. It's like it's mistelling you something.
Everything. I have to play in windowed mode because if I don't, all the cutscenes go at 30 frames a second. It just like.
Yeah, there's definitely
it's not
something
optimized.
That's
Okay.
Yeah.
And
tomorrow, I can say with confidence, like I said, I'm on the Series X. I have not had any of these problems.
Right.
It has ran
which
beautifully.
Which is crazy because you're on RDNA 2 architecture. You have effectively an AMD graphics card.
The game was made for the Series X. Like, come on.
Right. Yeah. And that's, I mean, it's
it
just
was
kind
fully, if they came out with this fucking game, and not only was it not optimized on the PC, but it wasn't optimized for the Series X, dude.
Yeah.
There'd be shootings and riots, dude.
Right. Well, and, you know, it's still playable. That's the thing. I've not had it crash on me except for, like, the first time I started playing it.
I did have one crash earlier.
Beyond the disconnection errors, I haven't really had any of those problems. Like, you know, it's I've played through the game without any serious issues, and, you know, I'm loving it. And tomorrow, I believe, is going to be the first update. They're gonna switch.
Are they dropping an update tomorrow?
Well, it switches seasons.
Well, hopefully they open the goddamn Forzathon store. I want to see what they
got. Maybe they don't have anything yet.
Also, I mean, and here's the thing: even if you're not into racing games, fucking check it out. I mean, it's on.
If you look, I'm gonna say this right now, okay? Man, if you're not into cars, there's something wrong with you. And I get, like, people that live in big cities may not need a car. Okay, but cars
that should make you want to drive cars more, though.
Dope. Okay, like, you should appreciate cars. You should be thankful for cars. You should respect the fact that, like, 200 years ago, not even fucking 150 years ago, and from 150 years ago,
we were driving around in motherfucking horse and buggies, dude.
You'd be sitting out on a buggy in the fucking rain, going 2 miles an hour over some broke ass fucking track with a wooden wheel that breaks all the time and a wooden axle and a fucking, like, on.
And then you get murdered by the natives.
Yeah, dude. We got leather seats. We got fucking climate control.
Fucking
windshield wipers,
man.
Headlights,
warmers, dude.
And these bitches. And this is the thing, dude. Like, I'll be the first person to say that speed limits are stupid. Okay, but I'll also be the first person to say that, like, even if you're only going 30 miles an hour getting somewhere, you're still going to get there faster than 99% of the people who have lived on the planet for, like, all of history. You're going to get there faster, warmer, cleaner, safer, and happier. So just fucking slow down, you maniacs. You're killing people.
But fucking gas prices, bro. Don't get me started on that shit.
Yeah, well, you know,
I saw a picture.
Fucking half the price of your gas is taxes.
Yeah, well, last year I was paying almost $1.50 less than I'm paying now, so per gallon. But you know, that's a topic for a whole nother fucking goddamn.
We don't, you know,
probably won't talk about boring. It. Yeah.
Oh no, economics. Economics is not boring. Me specifically, I don't know about Robbie. I'm not the person to make economics interesting. I can make a lot of things interesting. Not sure I can make economics interesting.
I don't know enough about economics to make it interesting.
I can make RuneScape economics interesting. Video game economics.
Oh God,
I can make interesting. But
all right, well, let's wrap this up real quick before it becomes a fucking 4-hour economics lesson.
Let's do it.
Economics with Moof.
Moofonomics.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. Bottom line, what everyone can take away from this: try out the new Horizon. Honestly,
Yes.
if you haven't already,
Unless
play the
you
other
have a
ones
PlayStation,
too, dude.
in which
Unless
case
you have a PlayStation, then,
sell it and buy an Xbox or a PC.
Right, because PlayStation
what is wrong
5
with you?
Is underwhelming. I mean, trust me, I'm eventually going to get a PlayStation 5 as well, but not anytime soon.
I'm just gonna
not until they change the little fucking battery in there that'll die and make your console not work in 10 years.
Before we leave, I just want to add one thing. This was my news. I'm sure if you follow gaming news at all, you've heard about Denuvo, which is it's a digital rights management software that a lot of like single player games use to like make sure people don't pirate the game. Okay. Mm-hmm. But like it gets broken in 3 hours and people get cracked versions of the game. But Denuvo keeps breaking and locking people out of their game. And on top of that, in most of these games that it's running on, it is decreasing the performance of the game by as much as 23%.
It shouldn't be decreasing it at all.
Okay, so no, but get this. Okay, so people have done side-by-side comparisons of these. Okay, and found that the pirated version of the game, which is available hours after the game came out, and if like in terms of games, like if Forza Horizon was a single-player game, okay, the cracked version would have been out before the release of this game because the pre-order was out like days before, right?
Right.
Okay, cracked it in a couple days. Okay, would have been out, and the cracked version would run better than the legit version.
I believe it, dude.
And you wouldn't get locked out of it. Like, what in the fuck is wrong with video game companies? Like, get rid of DRM software. It's fucking worthless. It doesn't work. It slows your games down. Just stop it. Okay? The pirates literally provide a better product. Your product, but better.
And what you're doing doesn't even fucking stop them.
Yeah,
like it's
and
supposed to.
It's not stopping them. It used to be like 60, 90 days, whatever, and it's not that anymore. It's hours, bro.
The way technology is now, dude, hours. You can have
get out of here.
And
it's just like, just stop.
Fucking
just stop.
ridiculous.
Just sell the game. Just stop putting shitty bloatware on, anti-cheats, and all this other bullshit. Make cheater lobbies. Stop using anti-cheats.
Right.
Fucking, for fuck's sake. Stop invading my kernel. Stop slowing my game down. Like, you're ruining people's fucking games with this shit.
I think that we could probably do an entire podcast, 2-hour podcast on what gaming companies should stop doing.
No, let's just start there. Let's just start there since it's in the news, since Denuvo's
right.
People now are talking about DRM.
Our Christmas special will be what video game companies should stop doing.
Yes. We're gonna have it's gonna be Festivus. We're gonna have a Festivus, podcast where we're just gonna air our grievances.
Yes,
I'm the video game industry. Okay, more so than we normally do on.
And we might have it. Maybe we'll have a special guest for that too.
Yeah, maybe we'll get on a couple special guests and we'll all just bitch about shit. Why not?
If you guys want that, like and comment.
Set up don't forget to set up your Festivus polls.
Yes, and yeah. So yeah, you want to wrap this out? You want to send us out, or do you want me to?
No, you go ahead, man.
All right. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And you can find us on Spotify as well, and
almost anywhere else you get your podcast.
Right.
We're not quite on iTunes.
We're not set up on iTunes yet. That's
everywhere else.
A whole nother thing because Apple's fucked. But YouTube. You can find us on YouTube as well as. I have my own channel, FYE Gaming.
I have mine as Moof Burger Gaming.
Yep. Find us on there. I'm also on TikTok at FYE Gaming for your shorter videos if you like shorts and funny things. But other than that, everyone have a great night and peace out.
Fuck cancer.
That was good, dude.